Shalom. This is the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA, and I'm preaching officer Sakhan. Right now we're in downtown Columbus, Ohio. And this city was named after the oppressor, Christopher Columbus, which spearheaded the transatlantic slave trade. And as a result, over 70 million Native American indigenous to this land was slaughtered. And 100 million so-called blacks stolen from the west coast of Africa was slaughtered. Behind me is a gavel, the world's biggest gavel. Now, a gavel represents authority in the hand of a judge. Now, a judge, he's supposed to render authoritative opinion in righteousness. But we're going to see if this city does just that. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord. Now, a false balance, it's like trying to tip the scales to favor you. Cheating. You could cheat, you could lie, you just have some form of bias or even racism to try to tip the scale or to have a false balance. And in this city of Columbus, Ohio, it's a lot of that going on. But a just weight is his delight. Now, the Most High God, he don't delight in a false balance. It's an abomination to him. He hates that, And everyone has, if you're black and Hispanic, we experience that in our day-to-day lives. Every day, in one way or another. But check this out. In this city of Columbus, according to the National Registry of Exonerations, Ohio ranks 6th in wrongful convictions. That's a false balance. Now, you compare it to it being the 34th largest state out of 50. Let that sink in. That lets you know it is a lot of false balance in this city, meaning a lot of injustice. And Ohio has the nerve to have a gavel, the world's biggest gavel at that, downtown. But guess what? In this whole kingdom, you gotta understand this stat right here is about 7.5, blacks are 7.5 times more likely to be wrongful convicted of murder than whites. Risk even greater if the victim was white. So if you hurt a white boy or a white woman, yeah, it's over. If they call the police on you and it's a black and white, yeah, it's slow for you. Or Hispanic and white, yeah, it's slow for you. If you're innocent or not. But this is a very unjust city. Facts. This is book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery. The prey of departeth not. Now, woe to the bloody city. This city, Columbus, Ohio, and every city in this wicked kingdom is a bloody city. It is estimated that 70 million Native Americans or the indigenous to this land was slaughtered. It is full of lies and robbery. This is what the oppressor do, man. The devil lies, the father of all lies, and he raped, robbed, and murdered any and everything he come across, especially the children of God. The prey departeth not. We still pray in these streets, from way back then to even now, man. And in Columbus, Ohio, according to the police scorecard, Columbus Police Department has more police shootings per arrest than 99% of U.S. departments. Look at that. Remember, this is the 34th largest state. Number 6 in wrongful convictions. These devils around here with badges on really should have hoodies on, white hoodies on. They upping it and shooting everybody. I'm talking about kids, old folks laying in the bed. I'm going to show you. I'm going to prove it to you. But this wicked kingdom needs to be tore down, man. I'm going to show you some of the murders that these devils done did. Now, this is Makia Bryant, a 16-year-old black girl who lost her life, who got murdered by the devil, our oppressor. Now, here's the story. This young black girl was at her place of residence, and 6 other young girls come over to fight her. Now, we know that happens in middle school and high school, things of that nature. They had weapons, she had a weapon. The adults at the residence called the police because they seen 6 girls trying to jump on one. Now, when the police arrive, they see Makia, I guess, pushed one of the girls, just pushed, with a knife in her hand, though. And that warrants those police to shoot this little girl four times, killing her. Make this make sense. You can have a white person go inside of a theater, shoot up the theater, and get apprehended, peacefully. Or walk inside of a church, murder people and get apprehended peacefully. Man, if you black and Hispanic, there is no justice in this city. As we know, it's false balance, false scales, and the Most High hates that. This little girl lost her life behind the devil. This is Andre Hill, a black man that got murdered in his own garage. He was at his place of residence where he lay his head at, he paid his bills at. And the police come up there in his garage and murders him. They got a call from a Karen, which was a man, and the police arrived, and this is what happened.
Running, then they shut it off. Now it's back running again. It's been about a half hour.
Now that call led two Columbus police officers to Oberlin Drive. Body camera footage released today by the city shows Officer Adam Coy walking up the driveway to a home to a dark garage with the door open. That's when we see Andre Hill walk toward the officer holding up a lit up phone. Moments later, he is shot. Now, what we see after that in footage we feel is too disturbing to show on air is Officer Coy ordering Hill to show his hands and roll over. Now, later, Coy rolls Hill over himself, but it is minutes later before anyone tries to help Hill.
None of the officers initially at the scene provide medical assistance to Mr. Hill. No compression on the wounds to stop the bleeding.
Now, this is Donovan Lewis, a young black kid who got murdered by the oppressor. Now, this made national news. Y'all remember this. He was laying in his bed, and once the police opens the door, it gets to firing. Now, these devils don't care if you're old or young. They murdering us in the streets of Columbus. We've seen that they got the highest police shootings, but here's what happened, just in case you forgot.
We're back with the new body camera footage just released by Columbus, Ohio police showing officers shooting and killing an unarmed black man in his own apartment bed. Gabe Gutierrez now has the latest on the investigation, and we must caution you, the video is graphic.
It is a split-second decision that tonight is under a state investigation. We've stopped the body camera video right before 20-year-old Donovan Lewis is shot. The encounter began around 2:15 a.m. Tuesday in Columbus, Ohio. Police say officers were trying to serve a warrant to Lewis for improperly handling a firearm, assault, and domestic violence.
Columbus Police!
Officers knock and identify themselves. The police chief says 8 to 10 minutes go by before anyone answers. Eventually, two other men come out and are detained. Police send a dog in, then leash the dog before approaching a bedroom and opening the door. Police released the video just hours after the shooting.
As you're looking at this, frame by frame, there appears to be something. He raises his hand.
You can see Lewis's left arm on the bed, his right arm coming over his body. Here's that moment from the body camera of the arm on the bed, his right arm coming over his body. Here's that moment from the body camera of the officer who fired. No guns were found at the scene. The police chief says a device appearing to be a vape pen was later found next to Lewis.
I grieve with our community, but we're going to allow this investigation to take place.
This is 1 John 5:3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. So if you black and Hispanic, if you love the Most High, keep these laws, man. Keep these statutes, keep these commandments. That's what's going to help us and save us, because our oppressor is hunting us down, shooting our kids, shooting our old man. They don't care. They regard not the young or the old. And his commandments are not grievous. These commandments are not hard to do. If you love your wife, you're going to do the things that your wife like. So if you love the Most High, you're going to do the things that he like. And if you do these things, we will have protection. This is Psalms 121:7. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Now he might think about it. He shall do it. If we keep these laws, statutes, commandments, he will help us out. He will protect us, man. Because as we see in this city, Columbus, Ohio, and any city in this wicked kingdom, we are being hunted. The children of God, any blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, we are being hunted, tore down. Look at the ghettos. Look at the barrios. Look at the reservations. You know, these devils got it in for us, man. And this wicked kingdom must fall. But what we got to do is come back to these laws, statutes, commandments. You understand? In conclusion, if you're black, Hispanic, and Native American, man, woman, and child, there is no justice in this city and any city in this wicked kingdom. If you're the chosen people of God, you need to come back to these laws, statutes, commandments, and serve the Most High. Tap into the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA. Shalom.